Hey y'all. Dang it. Alright, let's see if it'll... Ugh. Sorry y'all, my mom is texting me old freaking pictures and it's just like, Jesus Christ, woman. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hold my phone. Alright, so I'm gonna be talking about everything in this video. I'm gonna end with the women's tag titles, my thoughts on it. First of all, let me just say that I got done with my women's match reviews on YouTube. I have 6 playlists that are 1,560 matches each. And now I'm getting the ones on Daily Motion done. I have a couple more channels to do, but after that, that'll be done. But I decided that I do want to start doing match reviews. So I made 2 playlists on Daily Motion. Women's Championship title wins in order from 1998 till 2010, and Divas Championship title wins in order from Michelle McCool till Charlotte Flair. So I'm gonna be flip-flopping between those for the most part. I have all of the women's wins in order. I know that I couldn't get Trish Stratus's Survivor Series 2001 six-pack challenge, her first title win, on Daily Motion, but I know it's on YouTube, so I'm going to end up doing that at some point. But for the most part, those should all be there. For certain matches, I might do like 1 or 2 match reviews if the match is like really short, like a minute. So for the most part, the women's title wins are all there and all in order. The only ones that I missed for the Divas title was Paige's 2 title wins and AJ's first 2 title wins. But we all know how those matches went. But we all know how those matches went. And if y'all really want to watch them, y'all can go look for them yourselves. But I have redone, reclipped, and reordered both of those playlists 4 times, so I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna be starting those soon. My videos will be a lot longer because I'm gonna be working a lot. So I'm going to do like my reviews on like Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and I'm gonna have comments from like Friday to that Tuesday, comments and rumors. And then on Friday, I'm gonna do like a match review mixed with comments. So the comments will be from Tuesday to Wednesday to Friday. So it's gonna be like that. So that's what's going on with that. I actually am making homemade strawberry cheesecake ice cream. I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. I am very positive that it won't be a super long video, and it's really easy, so I want to show you guys how I do that. So yeah, so that's what's going on with that. I'm probably gonna start my women's match reviews, my women's title wins and Divas title wins this week. Not sure when, but sometimes this week. So yeah, that's what I got going on. And now let's get into the review, and then we'll go into comments, and then we'll end with my thoughts on the women's title. Raw women's segments, Ronda and Sasha versus Nia and Tamina. Okay match, Sasha won with a big statement on Tamina. Then, after she says she doesn't plan on tapping at the Royal Rumble, they win, and then while they're on the entrance stage, Sasha holds up the 4 figures to show her support in the 4 horsewomen. So that was cool. Bayley and Natty are picking their friend's side for the Royal Rumble match. Then the Riot Squad comes up and basically tells them to find a friend to help fight them. Bayley and Natty versus Riot Squad. Nikki Cross makes her debut to team with Natty and Bailey. Natty, Bailey, and Nikki won. A good match. I love when Nikki used the apron to trap Ruby and start just hammering on her. That was awesome. And also when it comes to NXT call-ups, you're gonna see them on both Raw and SmackDown until one of them until they get choose on a brand, basically. Which I like because that creates a lot of great possibilities. Moment of Bliss show. Alexa Bliss announces that 3 teams from Raw and 3 teams from SmackDown will step inside the Elimination Chamber on February 17th to determine the first ever Women Tag Champions. I was perfectly okay with that. And yeah, the titles are gorgeous. I'll get more into that at the end of the video. But I'm excited for that. And I felt it was fitting to have Alexa announce it, especially since she defended and retained the title in the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber last year. So perfect for me. So decent night for the Raw women. SmackDown. Becky says everyone is trying to be the man, but only she can be the man. Asuka comes out and says after the Rumble, Becky won't be in Charlotte's shadow, she'll be in hers. Then Becky calls out the Iconics. They come out and says that their plans for 2019 are to win the Women's Royal Rumble match, be the first Women Tag Champions, and then go to WrestleMania. Sounds iconic, right? It's Peyton versus Becky. Basically, a Becky squash match, which annoyed me. Becky made Peyton tap. Then Asuka got on the mic and said anything Becky can do, she can do better. So she wants Billy. Asuka and Billy is a squash match like Becky. Did not like that either. But whatever. It's to hype up the aggression and stuff between the two, so it was cool. But I love the aggression from Asuka, and of course she won. Naomi attacks Mandy in her hotel room after she sends a note to Jimmy asking him to come. The brawl was freaking hilarious. So it was super, super hilarious. Sorry, y'all. I'm deleting some. Okay. So. Sorry, y'all. I have to do something right quick. Hold on. Sorry, I'm adding a match for the Royal Rumble that was announced tonight. U.S. title. Okay. And now let me go to my women's comments. Because... Alright. Okay. Alright. Really strong. This was about NXT UK. So like I said, these are going to be videos from like Friday until Tuesday. Really strong and entertaining card. Made me want to actually check out the next one as well. However, to me, the biggest thing on this card was that it made it clear why stuff like NXT UK is necessary for WWE. Not just because it allows more of a Europe-focused extension for them, and they seem to be going that way, but also because it felt like a developmental in the best way possible. As much as I enjoyed the card, outside the main event, almost all the matches had issues and wouldn't have been nearly as received as well if they had been on the main roster. That isn't a slam on the card. On the opposite, as it felt like we were watching a work in progress, in that in itself lent a certain charm to it. Which I agree with. And I feel like Smarks especially want these brands to be competition to the main roster instead of being a brand that help builds up stars to go to the main roster. And it's like, stop trying to make them compete with Raw and SmackDown. They're not ever going to. And someone basically said, Royal Rumble will be the biggest hit for the so-called new era. WWE will either give the fans what they want, or WWE will give the fans the finger. But someone said, with so many fans, how can everyone get what they want? It may come to a shock, but not everyone wants to keep seeing a division that only features the 4 horsewomen. I agree. By the way, Smarks has had that mentality since 2014. Where did that get them? Nothing but complaints, whining, and moaning. Becky and Charlotte's match numbers are comparable as noted above, but over the years, each have developed a different skill set. Becky is the more compelling character and protagonist, and Charlotte, as her father, is a top heel. But her healing is a smokescreen for her true genius in the ring, which is storytelling or directing. Very similar to Nikki Bella, Trish Stratus, Melina. Very similar to where people hate their characters so much that it's clouding their in-ring work, and they don't ever want to give them credit in the ring. Against a experienced talent, you could either have Becky or Charlotte main event. However, Ronda is not seasoned at professional wrestling. Asking a rookie to main event WrestleMania is highly risky. And add the fact that this will be the first time women have main evented WrestleMania, that Becky will also likely be the crowned WWE's new ace. Sorry, they worded that weird. And you can see why Charlotte is needed in this match. She can carry Ronda and keep the story on track and help Becky shine in her big WrestleMania coronation. As controversial as this may be to some, this is Becky's moment. She needs to focus all her attention on Becky. She shouldn't have to worry about carrying Ronda. More so, she is reportedly close to Charlotte in real life and can do her thing in the ring knowing Charlotte has her back. I said that in my last video, which is why I decided to say this comment, because he pretty much said what I said. That Charlotte isn't there to steal Becky's moment. She's there to make sure that Becky focuses on her and her part in the story, and doesn't have to worry about carrying Ronda because she knows Charlotte got her back. And someone said, as he said, you can't use the WrestleMania main event to see if Becky can carry a match or not, which she can't. We've seen that time and time again. If it was a normal pay-per-view, okay, i.e. Charlotte versus Ruby Riott, and we saw that Charlotte does have issues with green workers, and she's been working on that since then. But this time won't allow for tests, so adding Charlotte just removes any doubt and risk of the match not being great. Someone else said, please keep in mind Becky and Ronda is a risky match. None of those two are reliable. I don't know what the problem with Charlotte, with adding Charlotte, if she's gonna make the match better and not unrisky. It's not an issue. They just don't think Becky is a big star if Charlotte's involved, which shows what they really think about Becky. Someone said, someone said, for myself, sorry guys, my freaking family is texting right now in a group chat. Someone said, for myself, I prefer Becky and Charlotte alone, but a triple threat is nice too, and the logical choice. I don't know how people say Charlotte's not involved in the story. Becky and Ronda was supposed to be a one-off match as Survivor Series. It had no story, just brand supremacies. I don't understand people's logic. And I agree, like I said, Charlotte's been involved in this fucking story since the whole I don't know if I'm the queen anymore storyline that she had with Becky. And I guarantee you that Charlotte was supposed to be going against Ronda at the Rumble, and that was going to lead to their storyline at WrestleMania. But because of the whole Nia shit, they had to move her up to Survivor Series. But in my opinion, that I'm not sure if I'm the queen shit was always going to lead to Charlotte and Ronda at WrestleMania. Always. Becky caught steam, but that did not mean that they were going to exclude Charlotte. It just means they were going to add Becky. And someone said, thanks, I was just about to say the same thing. Charlotte is not here to spoil Becky's moment, to spoil Becky's big moment, nor is she being forced into the main event because this is the women's big moment, main eventing their first WrestleMania, and Vince and Triple H are forcing her there because of her Flair name. Charlotte is here as insurance and quality control in case Ronda's inexperience catches up with her. Or Becky, because Becky wasn't exactly great in the triple threat at 32 either. Like, in my opinion, Charlotte looked the best out of that match. Becky and Sasha looked so green to me for some reason. Scenario 1, it's a triple threat. Ronda suddenly chokes. Charlotte simply tells her to take a breather and tosses her over the rope. Charlotte then takes a nasty shot at Becky in the ring, drawing more attention, drawing the attention of fans away from Becky, and then the two of them carry on until Ronda recovers her senses and is ready to join them. Scenario 2, Ronda or Becky injures herself early in the match, i.e. like Triple H. Not serious enough to stop the match, but serious enough to need to alter it from the one practiced 100 times in the PC. Not an issue for Becky with her in-ring experience. Could be an issue for Ronda given the lack of experience. Unfortunately, this is the main event of WrestleMania. Charlotte can replace the injury party in many ways of the pre-planned spots while calmly taking Ronda through the match. It would be more difficult for Becky to do it if she was the injured party. I agree. Someone said, Ronda not on the main event means women will not headline WrestleMania. I think talking to you is irrelevant. You Becky fans just never think logically. You think Becky's best match with Sasha? I will consider an opinion. But even 95% of Becky fans acknowledge that her match at WWE Evolution was the best in both Charlotte and Becky's career. You're clearly biased in your opinion to discredit Charlotte. Very similar to what people do to Trish, Nikki, hell, even Natalya. I've seen people do it to Natalya, and she's a fucking in-ring genius. I will say it for the 1000th time. When Charlotte gets added to the match, her role is to create a great main event worthy of a match. She is a bump machine, can take huge risks and make memorable spots, and makes Vince feel more good since the chance of the main event failing with Charlotte is in the non-existent. Charlotte adds more star power too, better quality, better Becky moment to win, because she won't steal it, she'll just enhance it. Let's not forget that Charlotte made what Becky is today. Remember you Becky fans that complained about adding Charlotte to the SummerSlam match between Becky and Carmella? Do you think the impact of Becky's win would have been the same if she had just won the title from Carmella? Very similar to have if Carmella would have feuded with like a Natalya instead of a Nikki. She probably wouldn't be the Carmella we see today. And she said that. It would have been a title reign like the one for Nakamura. You was against adding Charlotte, so WWE made a better choice for Becky, and that loss at SummerSlam was a blessing to her because of the heel turn. You were wrong there, and you'll be wrong here. I agree. Someone said Becky belongs to the main event now. I think she should win too. I'm just against the idea of removing Charlotte from the main event. Becky is mediocre in the ring, unreliable. Put Charlotte with her, she can carry the match without removing anyone. I agree. And once again, she's a part of the story whether people like it or not. She's always been a part of the story. Now let's get into these women tag titles. Cause I need to go to sleep. Someone said they're pretty good, as in the looks of them. Bayley and Sasha are probably the favorites, though the Bellas should be considered as well. I agree. And let me read you how the match is gonna go. It's loading. I had to click on the link and then it's going into Safari. Look at those titles. Freaking gorgeous. Freaking gorgeous. Oh my gosh. The first ever women's tag champions will be crowned at WWE Elimination Chamber. As announced by five-time women's champion Alexa Bliss during her Raw talk show Moment of Bliss, the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Champions will be determined inside the dreaded Elimination Chamber at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view on Sunday, February 17th. Although it's still unknown which elite Titans will be selected to battle it out outside one of sports entertainment's most nightmarish structures to determine the first ever title holders, the contest will feature 3 teams from Raw and 3 teams from SmackDown Live. It was extremely fitting that the announcement was made by the goddess of WWE as Alexa Bliss won the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match in 2018, which I said, toppling 5 other superstars and successfully defending the Raw Women's Championship inside the career-altering Combat Zone that debuted in 2002. This time around, 2 teams will start the bout while the remaining 4 duos will be enclosed in pods. At the specified intervals, a pod will open at random, enabling a new team to enter the match. This will continue until all 6 pairs have joined the bout. If one team member gets eliminated at any time via pinfall or submission, both members of the team are eliminated and must leave the contest. The last team standing will be declared the winner and the first ever women's tag champions. So, that's how they're going to be crowned. And I love that. And I'm excited for this because I love the Elimination Chamber tag team matches. They are freaking great, especially the ones in 2014 and 15. Oh my god. And all these women are talented as hell. The Bellas especially are fucking bump monkeys. And Nikki is strong as shit. So Nikki could easily pull off some great ass shit in this match. So I definitely cannot wait to see that. Someone said, I really do hope they do a fake out. Sasha versus Bayley at Mania for the title is what should happen. They don't need the tag titles. And I've said this multiple times, and I'm going to continue to say it. Sasha and Bayley fans and Sasha and Bayley themselves only want Sasha and Bayley to win the titles because they feel like if they don't have a title, they are not worth anything. And we shouldn't care about them if they don't have a title or aren't feuding for a title. And they're trying to substitute that one-on-one feud that they really, really want to relegating them to the tag team when, in all honesty, nothing about them is a tag team, and they shouldn't be nowhere near the titles. Period. So, yeah, I just feel like some Sasha and Bayley fans literally want them to win the titles as a substitute for them not, being in the singles feud, but instead of trying to push them on, on the tag team division, which honestly they should not be in, why not try to push that singles feud? Why not? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just feel like instead of trying to force them into the tag team, push for a singles feud. I think, me personally, that's something that I could finally get behind. I could get behind them in a tag team. I mean, in a one-on-one feud. So yeah, This has to be, and this was said on Twitter, this has to be said. Nikki's in-ring comeback performance during this comeback was perfection. She snapped in every match like this one, yet no one praised her because they were busy hating on Brie. And had she been the one who injured Liv, the backlash would have been 10 times worse. Truth only, which I agree with. But this is what she's talking about. And this was when Smart said no one wants to see the Bellas. Nikki legit, her matches, her promos were some of the biggest shots of the division during that time.
If you look at anything but Rusty right now, in complete control.
No in-ring
Nikki's in the house.
no botches, no nothing. She was amazing in the ring. The crowd loved her. Like, honestly, people were so focused on hating on Brie that they completely disregarded Nikki. And it's just like, Nikki fucking snapped, dude. Like, no lie. She really, really did. So yeah. And it'll be the same for this one. It'll be the same for this comeback. Because y'all know the Bells are coming back. Someone said today's girls can wait. They ain't going nowhere. Have the divas compete in the chamber and let them shine. They deserve it. And they posted a picture of all the Divas eras teams. And we have Laycool, the Funkadactyls, the Bellas, Kelly and Eve Torres, Vince's Angels, which consisted of Victoria, Tori, and Candice, Trish and Lita, the Divas of Doom, Beth and Natalia, and then Alicia and Mickey. Look at that. Look at all those amazingly talented, historic women. We all know that if they were to be given a chance in the Elimination Chamber, they would fucking snap. I'm going to Instagram because that's where my comments is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where the heck are they? Oh, that's mine. Oh, okay, so this was on Instagram. Women's wrestling fans, y'all know I love her. She said those belts are going to look good on the Iconics or the Bellas. And Brie Bella, liked the comment. And Brie also basically admitted on live a couple days ago that her and Brie will most likely be at the Royal Rumble. She's basically like, well, I can't say any because someone like asked when the belts are coming back or if they're returning at the Rumble, and Nick was like, well, I can't say anything because then it won't be a surprise at the Royal Rumble. And I'm like, girl, we all know you're gonna be there. Stop playing. And unlike a lot of the other people, like a Michelle McCool or Trish and Lita, the Bellas are annually contracted. They have a contract as part-timers with WWE. So WWE can say, hey, y'all coming back, and they'll be like, cool. So just like they did with Evolution and the Royal Rumble and stuff like that, that's what it would be like for this. Pretty much, we need you guys for this long. You have this much time to prepare, and let's get it. Let's go. So yeah, I definitely think that the belts will be at the Royal Rumble, which I'm not gonna be mad at. But yeah, see that? You see that Brie liked it? So yeah. And then this is my comment. First of all, those tag titles are absolutely stunning, and they are gorgeous. And I love that they have side plates, because that's actually probably going to be, especially if the Bellas win, that's probably going to be like the only other title that I will ever get from WWE Shop. Because I have the Divas title, because that's just a title that holds something in my heart. But especially if the Bellas win, I'm going to get one tag belt, and I'm going to get Nikki's side plates, because they have side plates on the titles. So yeah. But first of all, those tag titles are absolutely stunning. I love that they basically confirmed that the titles will be co-branded, because 3 teams from each brand will fight for the titles. Though I would have liked them to be crowned at WrestleMania, I'm cool with EC, especially since it's going to be inside Elimination Chamber, and I know that match is going to be nuts, and it's going to be an instant classic. In my opinion, the 3 teams from Raw should be the Bellas, of course, and in my opinion, they should be the first women. In my opinion, of course, they should be the first women tag champions. Boston Hug Connection, and lastly, the Riot Squad. The teams I would likely see from SmackDown is the Iconics, of course, because if not the Bellas as the first tag champions, then them. Sonya and Mandy, and then Naomi and Carmella or Lana. And also Lay Cool tweeted about it. Alicia and Mickey tweeted about it and all that. The Bellas have been liking stuff about it, so and I don't think that they want the Bellas to say anything publicly about it yet. So instead of saying something publicly, like tweeting, they decided to like stuff on social media to give like little hints. I'm so freaking excited for this. In my opinion, I feel like the Bellas should win them, because they will set the standards for the belts, have a good 2-3 month reign, then drop them to the Iconics at WrestleMania, especially since that is a WrestleMania match, and all 4 women have repeatedly said they want that match. That will be an amazing passing of the torch match / retirement storyline for the Bellas, like Hogan did for The Rock at WrestleMania 18.